Welcome to yoga. Thanks for coming. Today we're going to, you can start finding your place where you'd like to center. It can be seated or supine. We're going to work today toward half moon pose. So that's balancing, and it's a good thing that as a teacher, the practice isn't about me, it's about you, because my balance is kind of shaky today. But I will instruct you and see how your balance is. So anyway, working toward half moon pose. So we're going to need to open our shoulders, we need to open our hips. But first, we'll start with centering. So whether you're seated or supine, just your choice today. If you're seated, just make sure you maintain a tall spine. Close your eyes and begin your journey inward. And try to stay in your body, out of your mind, in your body for the whole of the practice. As you settle in, look inside and see where your body is as you start your practice today. Try to release any areas that feel tight or tense, maybe just methodically moving from the crown of your head down to your toes, part by part, not skipping over anything, noticing each joint and the area between the joints, your muscles, tendons. Relaxing as you go. Notice any emotions that you've brought in with you. Something that happened recently or in the past, or something you're looking ahead to can create an emotion. Just notice. Notice if your mind seems very busy, monkey mind, or still, or whatever the state of your mind is. And then notice your breath just as it is without changing it. Just notice the depth of your breath, the pace, whether inhale, exhale are different in length, whether there's a pause between. Just accepting and noticing without judgment where you are in your body, your mind, your spirit, your breath. And now take control of your breath. Just begin to deepen and lengthen it consciously, mindfully. Aiming to have the inhale and exhale about equal in length. You can assign a count, or you can just have a sense, whatever you're comfortable with. Please be sure that your face, jaw, neck are relaxed, so you're not accumulating tension. Your breath is flowing easily without too much effort. Slow, deep, even breath. The inhale looping into the exhale. Exhale flowing into the inhale. Easy peasy. Let's do this for about half a minute more. I'll let you know. Just stay with your breath. Feel your body move on the inhale. Expanding, lengthening, contracting on the exhale, relaxing, softening. Just keep your focus on the movement of your breath in your body. A few more rounds of breath. And at the end of your next exhale, just return to let go of the conscious breathing and just stay with the slow, deep, even breath during practice. Ujjayi, if you like that practice, that can help you to even out your breath, warm your breath up. But do keep a slow, deep, even breath during practice. Take a few moments based on what you've seen, how you see yourself at the beginning of practice, to create an intention, a positive affirmation, something you'd like to take away from your practice today. And just repeat that intention in your mind a few times. And then let it go and just know that it's always there to come back to if you need some focus. And we will begin practice today on our backs. So remove any props from your mat. Oh, I forgot to say, block. We're going to need a block today and a wall. So hopefully you have those things. If you don't, you can make do without, but it would be good to have a block and a wall. And my wall, as you can see, is half screen. I'm going to mainly be using this supporting thing here, so that works too. Okay, so come onto your backs, supine. Stretch your legs out long, stretch your arms out overhead. Just inhale here and exhale. Now in your next inhale, spread your fingers, spread your toes, and gently lengthen in two directions. Exhale, keep lengthening just gently. Keep your fingers and toes spread. One more breath. Now on your next exhale, draw your right knee into your chest, hug it in. Gently lengthen out through your left leg as you snug your right knee in, and keep breathing. Slow, deep, even breaths. Breathing into, on your inhale, the gentle lengthening of your left leg. In the exhale, feel the softening in your flexed hip and knee, the right leg. So, breath deepens the poses. Use the breath to get more out of your pose. Option on an exhale to pull your belly in and lift your head and shoulders up toward your knee. No struggle. Inhale, lower down. Bring your right foot to the mat. Lengthen your right leg out. Take one full body stretch. Inhale, lengthen, spread fingers and toes. Exhale, pull your belly in. Bring your left knee into your chest. As you inhale, gently lengthen out through your right leg. Exhaling, soften, let the left knee come in toward your chest. No forcing, just gently lengthening on the right and pulling in on the left. Notice the difference between the sides. One side's going to probably feel tighter or looser, but there's no judgment. That's where your body is, so you have compassion for any injury or tightness or anything. But the tension can be released on the exhale. Option 2, lift on an exhale. It's just your choice. Do what feels good for you today. No effort, no struggle, excuse me. There is effort, but just the right amount of effort. The middle way. Okay, then let your head come down. Bring your left foot to the floor. Lengthen out. One more deep breath. Inhale. Lengthen in two directions. Exhale, soften. Now take your right foot out to the side a little bit and let it follow with the left as far as it can go. You can cross your left ankle over your right if that feels good to take a little bind. Grab your hold of your left wrist with your right hand and bring your left arm over your ear. So you're in a banana shape, stretching out the whole left side of your body from your fingers to your toes. Breathe. Breathe into the stretch. Send the inhale all up and down the right side of your body, lengthening out through your hands and out through your toes. Exhale, softening. A few more breaths on this side. Always come back to the breath, especially in a held pose. Feel the very subtle movements of the body as you breathe. One more breath. And then bring your arms back first and your legs and rest in the middle. Lengthen out in two directions. And then walk your left leg out a little bit. Follow it with the right. Keep going till you've found your place where your hips can be. It just feels like it's far enough. Cross the ankles if that works. Take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and bend your upper body. Find a place where the stretch feels really good. It doesn't feel too much, but it does feel something. And breathe. come back to center. Take an inhale, and on an exhale, bring both knees into your chest. Hug them in. Take any movement here that feels good. Maybe rock around your sacrum. Maybe circle your knees around your hips a little bit. And then keep your knees bent. Bring both feet to the mat, hip width apart. Arms out to T, palms face up. Now walk your feet out wide to the edges of the mat or near the edges. And inhale in the center. Exhale, pull your belly in. Take both knees over to the right. We're going to do wide leg windshield wipes really slowly and mindfully. So slow, deep inhale, comes back to center. Exhale, belly in, knees to the left. Don't force anything. Just let your knees go where they go. So continue in this way, letting your movement follow your breath, not the other way around. Make these very mindful windshield wipes. Slow. Belly can puff up on the inhale and then pull it in as you twist. If you want to bring your head into the twist with your gaze, go right ahead. Modify these windshield wipes in any way that makes the pose the best for you. But please move mindfully with the breath. One more to each side. And we'll meet in the middle. Now bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees go out to each side. Press gently into the bottoms of your feet, just gently. Bring your lower back a little closer to the floor, so a little tuck of your tailbone. Not too much, just a little. Arms can stay out to the side or come out to a V shape overhead, or goddess arms, or palms together, index fingers pointing up. Any arms that feel right for you. And we're going to hold this for about a minute. So come back to your breath. Slow, deep, even inhale. Exhale. Stay with your breath on the held poses. If this feels uncomfortable, it's too much of a stretch of your inner thighs, you can put a bolster, a block, anything under your thighs, just give some support. But if it's not painful, see if you can just inhale into the area of sensation. Send your breath right there. And exhale, find release. Few more breaths. Slow, deep, even, calm breath. Okay, then use your hands to bring your knees back together and come over onto all fours. Tabletop. So, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread your fingers. Press into the fleshy base of the fingers. Press into the tops of your feet, your knees. On an exhale, round your back like a cat. Tuck your tailbone, chin to chest. Inhale, drop your chest, lift your tailbone, cow pose. Just a few rounds of cat-cow. Mindfully moving with your breath. Slow, slow, slow. Don't force. Just gradually and gently juice up your spine. Moving through flexion in cat, extension in cow. Let the poses flow into each other. No pause between, just flowing mindfully. And the next time you round your back like a cat, push back into child's pose. Let your hips come back over your heels. Take a couple breaths in child's pose. Then on an inhale, lift your torso up a little bit and walk your hands out to the left. Extended child's pose. Reach out through both hands. Let your head come over your left. Head is between your arms. Feel the stretch up the right side of your body. Breathe into that stretch. Exhale, you might sink a little deeper, feel a little release. And on your next inhale, walk your hands back to center. Take one breath in the center. Inhale, lift up a little bit, walk your hands out to the right, keep them shoulder distance apart. Extended child on the other side. Stretching your whole left side. Breathe into the left side. Inhale, send the energy there. Exhale, soften. One more breath. Inhale back to center. And rest in child's pose for a few breaths. You might want to have your arms down by your sides or keep them out in front. Rest your head on your hands. Whatever version of child's pose is right for you today. Okay, then inhale, come up. We're going to do our first version of half moon, and it starts from tabletop. So, set up in tabletop, and now bring the weight to your right hand, right knee. Take your left foot, so your left heel back, straighten it out, so your left heel is in line with your right toes, in line with your right wrist. So straight line. Now pick up your left hand and bring it to your left hip. So this is a balancy pose. So the aim is to stack your left shoulder over your right, your left hip over your right hip. If you can stay right here, or you can try to lengthen out through your left foot and lift your left leg. Yeah. If you fall, it's not far to fall, so you can try it. If you do lift the leg, stretch it out. I find that being on my toes allows me to do this better. You can also inquire into lifting your left arm. Just the stacking is the most important thing, the opening. Okay, then come back down. Take a little circle with your hips and your shoulders. Circle both ways a couple times. And we'll try the other side. So start in tabletop. This time we're going to be putting our weight on the left hand. Make sure your left knee is right in line with the wrist. Straighten out your right leg. Bring your right hand to your right hip. And open your chest. So start by stacking the shoulders and the hips. Right hip moves back. Right shoulder moves back. And if you feel steady here, then you can see about lifting your leg or your arm. You don't have to do that. But if you choose to try, know that if you lose your balance or come out, you can go in again or not. Okay, so a couple more breaths. And then bring your hand down, your knee back, and let your hips come back into child's pose. Just rest. Let everything sink into the mat. Any version of child's pose that works for you. Wide-legged, arms anywhere. Just sink down. That was kind of effortful. A lot of balance. So just let go of any tension that arose. And from child's pose, come back up to all fours. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up, press down through your heels. Make sure your neck is just hanging there. Take a couple breaths. You can pedal your feet if that feels good in the first down dog. And then walk your feet up to your hands. Come into Uttanasan, standing forward bend. Any arms you want. Cross elbows. Knees bent a little or a lot. Whatever you are today. And on an inhale, best way for you, come all the way up to standing. And we will build our mountain pose. Look down at your feet. Feet should be hip distance apart or closer. Maybe the big toes a little bit closer to each other. A little inward rotation. Just lift and spread your toes. Balance on the four corners of your feet. Make a little muscle with your quadriceps so your kneecaps come up as you press down. Little tuck in your tailbone. Lengthen your side waist. Bring your ribs away from your pelvis. Externally rotate your arms, shoulders down from the ears. Spread your fingers. Lift through the crown of your head. Close your eyes if you have the balance. Beautiful alignment. Open chest. Rooting down through your lower body and lifting through the upper. Let go of any unneeded effort. Soften your face, your jaw, your neck. Let your shoulders come together on the back, down from the ears. Just breathe. Reconnect with your slow, deep, even breath. That is what's happening in each moment. That is what's real. Your breath. And now open your eyes. Inhale, keep your fingers spread. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms down and back to your heart center. Sun breaths, a couple more. Really slow, mindful movement. No hurry. One more. Okay, then step your feet a little wider apart, shoulder width maybe, and inhale, arms up. Take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Exhale, side bend to the right. So we did this on the floor in banana with our legs closer together. So hold, but continue to breathe. Find the place, because this is a little more restricted on the breathing, so find the place where you can breathe easily. Press down into the left foot, out through the left fingertips. Inhale long, exhale, maybe a little more sinking, but make sure you stay straight to the side, not forward or back. Arms over your ears. One more breath. Then inhale back to center. Inhale, reach up. Take a hold of the right wrist with the left hand. On an exhale, side bend to the left. Press into the right foot, out through the right fingertips. Keep your arm next to your ear. Don't lose your breath. Slow, deep, even breaths. Modify if your breath is getting uneven or effortful. Inhale up and let your hands come down and around. Step your feet wide apart. Oh, turn to face the long edge of your mat. Step your feet wide apart. Toes face forward. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge at your hip crease, flat back. Come halfway down. You can have your hands on a block here. Lengthen out through the crown of the head, long spine. You might be able to scooch your feet out a little bit wider. And then you can stay in half wide leg forward bend, or on an exhale, come all the way down, hands to the mat. You can round your back here at the end. Wide leg forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Let the weight of your upper body, and especially your head, lengthen out your low back. Feel the stretch in your inner thighs. Make sure you're pressing into the whole bottom of your foot. You're not coming onto the outer edge. And inhale, come halfway up. Take a breath. Then bring your hands to your hips. And on your next inhale, come all the way up, strong flat back. Keep your legs wide apart. You might want to bring them in a little bit. Pivot on your left foot so your heel comes back toward the back corner of the mat, and your right toes come toward the short edge front of your mat. Spine comes up in the middle. Turn your shoulders to face the long edge of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart space. On an inhale, lengthen out in two directions. Exhale here. And then on your next inhale, slide over toward the right. Bring your right hand to your shin, thigh, block, and your left arm up. So here we're doing the stacking Trikonasan triangle pose. We're stacking the shoulders and bringing the right hip under so that it's more in line with the left hip. Gaze can be up, straight forward, or down. Keep bringing your left shoulder back. Most importantly, breathe. Couple more slow, deep, even breaths. Stable base, but not over-efforting. See if you can find that little sweet spot. It's not about how far down you go. It's about keeping your spine straight and using your trunk muscles to support you staying up. Inhale, come all the way up. Straighten out your feet. We'll try Trikonasan to the other side. This time the right heel goes back, left toes out. Okay. Spine right up in the middle. Inhale, arms out, shoulder height. Exhale. Inhale, reach out, come over. Keep that spine straight. You don't want to curve it over down or come forward or back. So just stacking your shoulders, keeping the right hip moving back, left hip moving under. Back to your breath. If you can't maintain that slow, deep, even breath, make some modifications. Come out a little bit. If it feels good, you might be able to move a little more into the pose on the exhale. One more breath. Inhale, let that right arm bring you up. Feet together. Step your feet together. We'll get a little two half suns before we move to our half moon at the wall. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair or knees, hands to shins, all the way up. One more. Yes, bring some movement after some long holds. Okay, now get your block and bring it to the wall. So your right hip, in this case my right hip, is going to be about a little bit out from the wall. The block's going to be in front. Take your left foot back a little bit, not too far. Bend your right knee. This is important. Bend the right knee and begin to come forward. Hand on the block. So this is like what we did on the floor. Your left leg comes up, but go ahead and let the wall support you here. You're pretty close to the wall. So as we did on earlier, have your left hand on your hips. You're stacking your shoulders. Left leg is left foot is flexed and reaching out behind, and the wall is giving you some nice support, so you don't have to worry too much about falling. And here you can choose to bring your arm up. Leg is up, lengthen out. See if you can not put too much weight into the block. Just have it there for a little security. Couple breaths. This is half moon pose. Now as we come out, it's really important to bend your front knee, and then come up. Let your back foot come to the floor and shake everything out. So that was balance, a lot of weight obviously in your right leg, so you want to shake that out. And we'll try the other side. So left toes straight, bend the left knee, and turn your front side forward. Bend the knee and come over onto the block. Then raise your back leg, perhaps the arm. It's the stacking that's what you're going for. Strong left leg, lifting with your arm, with your right leg, lengthening out. And as you come out, bend the left knee and come back down. Very nice. Shake everything out. And we can try that. See if we have time. I was going to see if you wanted to try it on the mat, but maybe we won't do that today. But if you want to try it at home, it's exactly the same thing as at the wall. You just don't have the wall to lean back on, but you bend your knee, stack it up. Whoa. Anyway, we'll let you try that at home if you want to. Okay, so let's face the long edge of your mat, spread your feet wide again, Uttanasan. Lengthen up first, then hinge forward, keep your back long. Bring your hands eventually down to the mat or the block, and then just hang for a minute, not a minute, but a few breaths. And then if you'd like to, you could walk your hands out in front into a wide leg downward facing dog. Press evenly into both feet, both hands, lengthen up through your sit bones, chest moves toward your thighs, neck is loose. walk your hands back, walk your feet together. Come to all fours. Bring your legs out to the side and come onto your back body. So you're on the long way of your mat again. And come on down. So have your knees bent, feet by your hips, about hip width apart. Arms are by your side, palms face down. Just roll your shoulders under your back so your chest opens a little bit more to start with. On an inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips, lift your arms back over your head. Exhale, roll down from the top of your spine to your sacrum, moving with your breath. Just gentle bridge, Ulola. Just a movement. You might get a little higher in your bridge each time, but don't worry about that. Just follow your breath. Pressing into your feet, using your glutes to help lift your hips up. If your knees tend to splay out, you can put the block between your thighs or just press into your big toe side of your feet. That will help to bring the knees back. And next time you lift, you can hold your bridge if you choose. Clasp your hands under your back to help open your chest a little bit. Pressing into your feet, lifting with your glutes, keeping your energy going right through the quads, the top of your legs, from your hips out through the knees, energetically lengthening. Make sure you keep your neck long so your chest is rising toward your chin, not the other way around. You can come out at any time. Hold your bridge. You can keep with a moving bridge if you want. And now everybody come down. And we'll begin some windshield wipes. We're going to do dynamic moving windshield wipes and then hold. So choose whether you want the hip width apart legs or the mat width apart wide, or you can zip your legs together and move that way with your feet on the mat, or another option is to bring your knees over your hips and zip your legs together so you're moving, your feet aren't touching the mat. Okay, so those are different options. You can try one or the other and pick what's right for you today. Just do some windshield wipes so they're all the same. You inhale, center, exhale, belly in, and move your knees to the side. And you move with your breath. Nice and slow and easy. Just make sure you bring your belly in on the exhale. That leaves you more room to twist. Gets more of a massage for your internal organs. And the next time you come to center, pause. And we're going to do a supine twist. Well, let's just do, so the next time your legs go to one side, pause there, and we'll hold the twist in the windshield wipe configuration. So for about a minute. So pause there, keep your belly in gently. Continue to breathe, feeling maybe a little release on the exhale. It's all about the breath. The breath is what connects the body and the mind, and it's what keeps you in the moment, and it's really the only thing that's real each moment. You can obsess over past or worry about the future, and that's just your mind. The only thing that's real is what's happening breath by breath each moment. Okay, now inhale your knees back to center. Exhale, take the twist on the other side. Always modify so it's the best for you. And it doesn't have to be the same on each side, because especially with our hips, our sides are different. So make it the best for you. Today, right here. More breaths on this side. And bring your knees back to center, and I'd like you to get your block, and we're just going to do a little restorative inversion here. So take the block so that the widest face is under your sacrum, not your low back, but the back of your pelvis. Arms by your side, palms face down, and then just lift your legs up toward the ceiling. So make sure it's comfortable on the back of your sacrum, not compressing any vertebrae or anything. And actually, your arms can be anywhere you want, out to the side, over your head, whatever. So we're just going to hold this inversion for a minute or so. Such a nice thing for your body to reverse your blood flow. You don't have to be still. You can circle your ankles, give your ankles a little love here. Just really enjoy this nice gift you're giving to your body and your brain, because you're getting all the nice fresh blood going up to your brain. This is a wonderful thing to do at home. You don't need a block. You can just put your legs up the wall, get your hips as close as you can, and put your legs up the wall. Okay, then bend your knees and bring your feet to the mat. Press into your feet so you can lift your hips a little and take your block out. And it's time for Savasana. So if you need any movement or pose, Anything you feel like doing before setting up for Savasana, just go right ahead and do that. And then for Savasana, just make sure you're symmetrical, the right and left sides, north and south sides of your body. I think that the left side is north and the right side is south, because the front of your body is the east side and the back of your body is the west side in yoga. So yeah, so balance the symmetrical down the midline between right and left. Comfortable, so you're warm enough, you're supported any way you choose by the mat. You can have your legs, the bottom of your legs up on a chair seat. That feels really good. But however you set yourself up, have the minimal effort. Your body will breathe itself. You want to be able to just let go of any effort. Don't worry about your breath. Don't think about your thoughts. Your thoughts will come, let them float on by. Just notice, oh, there's a thought, and let it go. Try to lose any words and just have total surrender to the moment. It's hard, but if you practice, it gets easier. You can become just absorbed in your breath, or absorbed in awareness of everything that's going on, but you're not attaching to any of it. Now gently bring your awareness back to the moment. Begin to awaken your body slowly with small movements, gradually increasing in size. Bring both knees into your chest and come over onto your side. Just rest inside child's pose for a couple breaths. Just quickly scanning, noticing where you are toward the end of practice. Noticing your body sensations, your breath, your emotions, the state of your mind. Remembering your intention. And use your arms to bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed. Stay inside for a little bit longer. Sit up nice and tall and straight. Bring your arms out to the side. Inhale, sun breath up. Palms meet overhead. Exhale, palms down, meet at the heart center in Anjali Mudra. Bow your chin toward your fingers. Namaste. Thanks for coming to yoga, and have a great day and week, whatever you do. And I will see you back here next time. Bye.